This is Billy Carson. He believes a race of advanced aliens called the Anunnaki came to Earth and created mankind. He says he found this in ancient Babylonian tablets, but he also found it in the Bible where they appear as the Nephilim. Watch this clip from our full documentary.
In the Bible, in some texts, they call them the Anak, A-N-A-K, the Anunnaki, the Anak. They say we were grasshoppers in their eyesight. They were big people.
This is a very interesting claim, but does the Bible actually reference the Anunnaki? Are they the same thing as the Anak? The answer is no. They're certainly not the same if you're approaching this with Billy's theory in mind. First, let's see what the Bible actually says about the Anak. In Numbers 13, the Israelites send spies into the land of Canaan, otherwise known as the Promised Land. When the spies come back, they report in verse 13, quote, "The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of the Anak, which come from the Nephilim. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." This brings up an important question. Who are the Nephilim? Now, this question would take a whole documentary in itself to really answer. Suffice it to say that there's a lot of debate in the Christian tradition as to what they are precisely. Genesis 6:4 says, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, the men of renown." End quote. Some believe that these were simply powerful men, the offspring of Seth's sons, who were of righteous lineage, and Cain's daughters, who were of wicked lineage. Some others believe that the Nephilim were the offspring of fallen angels and human women, which gave them massive size and strength. This is why we see the Nephilim and their descendants associated with giants in Numbers 13. Both of these views are held by faithful Christians, but I personally lean toward the second one, that these are giants and the offspring of fallen angels and human women. With this context in mind, the question becomes, are the Anak of Scripture the same thing as the Anunnaki of the tablets, as Billy suggested? The answer to that question is obviously no. According to Billy himself, the ancient tablets say that the Anunnaki created mankind. But Genesis clearly teaches that God himself did this. Also, there is no indication in Scripture that the Israelites viewed the Anak as deities of any kind. It simply says that they were afraid to battle them because of their giant stature. Billy suggests that the Anak and the Anunnaki are the same beings, but once again we can see that he's simply playing word games. The words sound similar, but that doesn't mean they're actually the same thing. Now, to be clear, there are some interesting connections that can be made between Billy's ideas and the ancient Christian scriptures. There are ways that you can attempt to understand Babylonian and Sumerian mythology in light of the biblical Nephilim. For example, it may be possible that the evil giants of the Old Testament wanted their nations to treat them as gods. Perhaps they blasphemously suggested that they were the creators of mankind as well. After all, we know it wasn't uncommon for ancient pagan rulers to ascribe divinity to themselves. And in that sense, it is possible that the giants and mighty men of Scripture, the Nephilim and the Anak, presented themselves as false gods or Anunnaki to the pagan nations. Now, I'm not saying this has been proven, it certainly has not. What I'm saying is that even if this was true, it would be the exact opposite of what Billy is telling us. Regardless of what you think about the Nephilim or the Anak, Billy's interpretation is simply wrong. Yet this isn't. Enjoyed this video? Watch the next clip or watch the full documentary. Fight for Truth is powered by viewers like you. Become a monthly patron for as little as $7 and get free exclusive merch after 3 months. Help us reach 100 patrons and make more videos like this one. Thank you and God bless.